My cousin tried to sabotage our other cousin's wedding by wearing white.
And a wedding dress?
Sorry for the length in advance and for any mistakes. English is not my mother tongue. This happened a few years ago. Cousin L, female, then 21, let's name her Louisa, was getting married. I live in another country, but offered to travel earlier to help with stuff and also offered to do her makeup. I have done wedding makeup professionally. She said yes to the help, but that our other cousin, J, female, Julia, 27 back then, would do her makeup. By the way, this comes from Weekly Piccolo 474 on the OK Storytime subreddit. This took me off guard, mostly because this cousin is legally blind. With only 20% vision.
She's like, she can't possibly do makeup better than me.
Also, apparently to be legally blind, you just have to be like past negative 275. So technically, apparently, I'm legally blind.
Really?
Yeah, it shows.
Do you have a prescription?
Mm-hmm.
What's your prescription?
Negative 375, negative 275.
Yeah, you're pretty blind.
But my cousin said she had done her makeup a couple of times and trusted her. So I let it go. Fast forward to the week of the wedding. This is not part of the drama per se, but it was so bizarre I have to add it. The bachelorette party was cat themed.
Oh.
Not sexy Halloween cat costume kind of party. Nope. Picture a birthday party for a 3-year-old and you'll be in the right childish park.
What does that even mean?
Who came up with this idea?
She made us wear cat ears, paint our noses and whiskers. She even wore a tail. This just sounds like Dan and Phil fans.
I don't know what that is.
What is that? Yeah.
Sorry, that was a reference that maybe some of you will get.
Maybe I'm too old.
She hasn't convinced me it's not sexy yet.
Yeah.
It's still
I haven't
sexy
heard
to me.
anything otherwise.
If you want to be a furry, you can be a furry. There's no hate. I mean,
Okay, cool.
Just announce it.
yeah,
Be
just
proud
announce
about it.
this. I think this was an
I'm
announcement.
trying to come out right now, and you guys aren't letting me.
Get back in. The room was filled with balloons with Sharpie cat faces. The cake had cat features, the works. This was a family affair, so seeing all the old women of the family with whiskers on was beyond trippy. I did my makeup for that party with a cat eye, so a few of them asked me to do theirs for the wedding. Not my cousin, though. A couple of days later, it's the wedding day. I had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. so I'd have enough time to prepare myself, my mom, and the 3 other cousins who asked me to do their makeup. I'm finishing the last one, and I get a panic phone call from cousin Louisa, the one who's getting married, asking where I am. Apparently, cousin Julia cannot do her liner, probably because she can barely see. And I was supposed to do it, even though nobody told me.
What? This was not thought of before by anyone involved, or
because
even the
they
person?
really trusted Julia.
But wasn't Julia like, I'm blind. You probably
help
don't
you.
want to ask me this. Or she trying to
So
like
sorry.
empower herself.
She
And
was like,
you know
I
what?
can
I'm
do
gonna
it.
challenge myself.
I just have to believe in myself.
Yeah.
And then she got there, she was like, ooh, I
Turns out-
believe too hard.
Turns out belief doesn't get you past physical impediments.
Gets you halfway. Got my dad to take me there ASAP. Got to the bride's room and I see her makeup. There are no words.
Oh no.
First of all, my cousin is gorgeous. She has a beautiful olive skin tone, not a single blemish, gorgeous almond-shaped eyes, chiseled cheekbones. For her, I'd have added some shine, a tinted moisturizer, some blush, a natural eyeshadow. You know, the normal, natural blushing bride one expects. But that was not what cousin Julia had done. She had made Louisa buy a full coverage extra matte foundation that did not match her undertone at all.
Not the undertone.
Had done some heavy contour on her, no blush, no highlight, not even cover the dark spots under her eyes with a brighter concealer. She looked dehydrated and almost like a skull.
Dang.
No!
Dang.
You went from Helen of Troy to Skeletor. Like, oh my God. What are these descriptions?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
she's-
That sucks.
Maybe she's just like highly accurate and that's what she looked like, or she's
Yeah,
just
she's like-
roasting the crap out of her right now.
She's like, she looked freaking ugly.
Yeah, disgusting.
Not to mention the base was not fully blended onto her neck, so there was a line. Yikes. And the contour wasn't blended at all. Then the eyes. She had used a dark brown in the wrong undertone, aka it clashed on the crease, and she had not blended it at all. Then a bronze shimmer on the lid, but it didn't even reach the matte brown, so there was a gap in between both shadows. The poor woman looked like a clown.
Jeez.
Like the 3-year-old that had organized the cat party had also done her makeup.
Jeez.
OP is not
She has
holding
Zero.
anything
She
back.
has bars.
Yeah.
She's getting very descriptive. She could have been like,
So
oh,
descriptive.
didn't look good. That's all you had to say. She's like, no, she looked like a
we
clown.
need these
I hope-
concrete details.
I hope OP never insults me.
Yeah.
I don't think I could take it.
I would cry. I would have to curl up in a ball and pass away.
I hope OP can like give me a compliment because that original compliment was like
That compliment?
olive-shaped eyes, olive skin, like like what?
Yeah,
I need
but
that.
you don't get one without the other. You get like a
together.
wildly wonderful compliment and like a soul-crushing insult.
I didn't have a single brush with me. I was supposed to do eyeliner, and we were short on time. I still tried blending the harsh lines. Well, no chance. Julia had powdered everything down and used some glue-like fixing spray. Nothing on her face would budge a millimeter. There was no time to even wash her face, and she didn't even seem to realize how bad it was. Maybe she's like chill with it.
Maybe she's like, yeah.
Maybe she was like, I kind of like it, and OP's just really going in at her.
If she did like a kitty bachelorette party, maybe she's like kind of quirky.
Maybe
she's like
likes,
into the extravagant whatever vibe.
I did a small cute wing. She went to do her mascara and complained that the curler doesn't do a thing for her. It was missing the silicone bit, so it didn't even touch her eyelashes. I wonder whether she too can't see much.
Oh my god, she's like, maybe she's blind.
Maybe she's blind.
Jeez.
She put her wedding dress on, gorgeous, very nice and simple, looked like something Audrey Hepburn would have worn. And off we went. Instead of walking down the aisle like a normal couple, he decided at the last minute that he wanted to see her arrive in the limousine, and we had a hilarious moment when she just grabbed him by the hand and quite literally dragged him down the aisle, walking ridiculously fast. Everyone was crying with laughter, but it was so like them that we actually loved it.
They're quirky. I like them.
That's so sweet. They're so quirky.
So quirky.
Ceremony goes well, and everybody's taking the mandatory pictures with the couple outside. That's when I see cousin Julia. She was wearing a white dress. Julia. Maybe she's legally blind. So she was like, I didn't know it was white. She's like, I'm not colorblind, but I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
I thought it was green. What
That's
the hell?
not so Julia. If you guys get that right.
I don't get that.
It's Brat. It's Charlie XCX. Never
Oh.
mind. I guess you guys don't understand.
Sorry,
I guess
It's not Brat Summer
I'm
anymore.
not.
I guess I'm in with the new, and you guys are out with the
It's
old.
I'm
not even really Broadham. It's kind of Brinter now. Not just white, nope, white lace. Knee length with tiny touches of gold thread at the waist and bottom seam, but a white dress.
This is a hate crime. She can't see OP. She doesn't know.
You're being
This
ableist.
is so messed up.
And her makeup was freaking flawless, y'all.
What?
Natural, fresh, highlighted just right. She looked like a blushing bride. The girl who did the bride's makeup did her own makeup, maybe?
Sabotage?
I think this sounds like sabotage. I was beyond flabbergasted. Did she do it on purpose? Surely she must have. No way she can do her own makeup that well and F up the bride's one so badly. I had moved to another country 7 years before, as most of my family is a little toxic, and had gone low to no contact with her and the rest of them, except cousin Louisa and my parents. I love those three. I'm glad you love your parents. So I wasn't there long enough to get a feel for any jealousy or anything else, but I see no other explanation. And by the way, there is no explanation for you guys not joining us live every weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok
and
at
Twitch
3 p.m.
sometimes.
and Twitch sometimes for the 4 people at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. I don't trust it. I feel like it's sabotage.
You think sabotage?
I think it's sabotage. We don't know why, but I think it's sabotage.
What a wildly ballsy thing to do.
Yeah,
like
it's
if it
someone
is
else's
sabotage, to like mess with the bride's makeup and then show up flawless yourself.
Yeah, show up flawless makeup, white dress. She's like, let's just swap.
It's
I'm
almost
already here.
so ballsy. I respect it.
You were my practice.
Yeah.
It's so ballsy. It just might work. But there is a little bit left to this tale of
Tell the
saboteur.
tale.
Nice with the cat tail.
Cattail.
Cattail.
As a little taste of my family toxicity during the reception, instead of the boring speeches, some of my cousins had prepared a mostly fun video. But a few of the not so fun jokes were centered about how cousin Louisa was adopted after her parents found her in a rubbish bin. Oh my god, where a G family must have dumped her because of her dark skin. Just full on racism?
Wait.
She's just a little more tan than the rest of us, but she looks just like her dad, and her tan just makes her look gorgeous. The sister of Julia has used this joke to bully Louisa since she was a toddler, by the way. I could make a whole post just on her BS. Just full-on racism at Louisa's wedding. Okay.
Wait. Who's being racist here? What's
Her
going on?
cousins. Her cousins, instead of the boring speeches, decided to make jokes about Louisa being darker.
At her own wedding.
At her own wedding.
Again,
Wild.
this was a little taste.
Just a little taste. Just
this
a
was
little
a little taste at
taste.
a wedding.
Literally
Dude,
just
what?
like using a slur at a wedding. Crazy.
Jesus.
The
Crazy.
sister of Julia has used this joke to bully Louisa since she was a toddler. By the way, I can make a whole post just on her BS. Anyways, the bride was too happy enjoying her day to even notice the fake bride walking about, and both cousins are now divorced. So I guess it doesn't matter. So it was a third one quite recently. I start to wonder if we are cursed. But it is one of those things that pops into my head at 3 a.m. and I wonder, what do y'all think? I mean, honestly, I feel like Louisa's kind of chilling. I feel like she lets things roll off her back. She's like, my makeup's trash.
But
You
she's
know
like,
what?
you know,
Who
it's
cares?
fine.
I'm going to enjoy my wedding with my
Yeah.
husband and walk him down the aisle.
Yeah.
And then, her family's being racist. She's like, you know what? Whatever. You
This is
guys
what
are
people do
haters.
on the wedding day, I guess.
But that's the end of that story.